You know, a part of work life for all of us is networking, whether it's a formal networking event or over Friday night drinks. That swapping of business cards, explaining our services, trying to attract new clients or customers is a key part of business and work life for all of us. Now, Christians are people who believe that the gospel changes everything, that the grace of God is meant to touch and impact and transform every part of our life. So, how does the gospel change networking? Matt Perman, in his book What's Best Next, says when we think of networking, we often think of the networking jerk, the guy who doesn't care about other people, is just looking for what you can do for him, and is frankly boring. You perhaps know that kind of guy. You perhaps are that kind of guy. But when we read a description of networking like that, we immediately get a sense that that's not quite right, that that's not the kind of networking which honours God. What's the problem with that sort of networking? Put simply, it's selfish. It's all about me and what I can gain. It's not so much about what I can do for you, but what you might be able to provide to me. It's all about building my brand, my business, my reputation. So how does the gospel transform networking? Put simply, networking is no longer selfish, but selfless. Christians are to be people who are transformed by the gospel and so seek to serve others, seek to love others, seek to do good towards others, seek to put the interests of others before their own. And we're to be that kind of people in all of life, even when it comes to networking. It's not a moment in our work life where we're to sort of take off our Christian identity and network just the same as everyone else does. Now, the gospel is to transform the way we network as well. So what might it mean to network in a way that has been transformed and changed by the gospel so that we are selfless rather than selfish? Well, here's 3 suggestions. Firstly, when it comes to networking, it will mean we are people who ask questions and listen to others. You know, asking questions and listening is a key way of communicating, mostly without words, to those who we are talking with, that their interests and their concerns and their problems and their troubles and their joys are more important to us than our own. So when it comes to networking, we're to approach each conversation without a selfish agenda of, here's what I want to get out of this conversation from you, but rather come into the conversation seeking to find out what their problems, what their concerns, what their needs are. And then the second thing we'll do when it comes to networking is we will explain how we can seek to serve and bless them. Having discerned by listening and asking questions how you might be able to serve and love them, you'll explain what you can offer them in terms of how it might be a blessing to them, how it might love them, how it might care for them, how it might meet a need that they have. We'll be selfless in our explanation like this. And then the third and final thing is that we won't be forceful. You know, one thing that I can't stand at networking events is when someone communicates to you what they're offering you, and it's not necessary for you or not needed at the moment, or it's being provided by someone else. And so you say a polite no, and yet they persist all the same. That's not selfless networking, that's selfish, isn't it? So don't be forceful in networking if someone's not interested. And don't twist the services that you actually do offer in order to make it sound like that you can do something for them or can serve them in a particular way, when really all you're trying to do is twisting what you do to fit their needs so you get another client or customer, but not actually because you're seeking to care for them. And similarly, if you find that someone is already meeting a need or providing a service to them that you also do, you won't be bitter about that, will you? Because the key thing is that their needs are being met. So it really doesn't matter in a sense whether it's you or someone else, does it? You know what the thing is about networking in this sort of way? A way that is transformed and changed by the gospel? Well, when we act and network like this, it'll look different. It'll look distinct. It will display before our colleagues and those contacts that we might be networking with something of the beauty of the gospel that transforms our life for the good. That the gospel offers a better way to do business, indeed a better way to do life. because we follow the one who came to be served. No, that's not right, is it? We follow the one who came not to be served, but to serve.